COVID-19 pandemic brings a huge impact to everyone's life and it spread all over the world. We never expected this kind of global crisis. People all over the world are in fears and it negatively affecting everyone, both physically and mentally. It has brought with a wave of pessimistic outcome, terrible illnesses, and death. Aside from that, it brought suffering and struggling on the adjustment of lifestyle since we are now experiencing the new normal. It changes the way of education, religious service, employment, domestic and international services, and many other to mention. But the good thing is that during this crisis, billions of people are still surviving. The world in the new normal is completely different to what we used to embrace before. While this situation arises, stress, depression, and frustration are striking every individual depending on one's perception to handle hard circumstances we are facing. And as a teenager, I was afraid about my education, my family, and concerned about the health of many individuals in this global community. Well, many students have suffered a lot in both situation of modular learning and online class. And in my own experience, I first encountered modular distant learning wherein every day I feel isolated and easily distracted at home. There's a lot of environmental factor that loses my concentration in answering my module. There were also times that I doubted on the way how I understand the module because I don't even know if I understand it correctly or not. I had totally faced pressure and a lot of difficulty at that time. Even now that I'm in college, entering the platform of online class, but I'm not still comfortable with this situation. Adapting the new educational platform was not a quick easy, but since I don't want to be left behind, I'm just trying to be braver and stronger in handling the flexibility of learning amidst this pandemic. Moreover, I experienced more difficulty since I also assisted my younger siblings and nieces. I am the only one in the family who can teach them and understand their module. But I'm still thankful that I am able to handle this kind of situation. However, in terms of our family livelihood income, we suffered a lot in the sense that my father is just a tricycle driver and his income is not enough to sustain our daily needs. A sad reality that he is now earning 300 pesos daily, which is far from 1,000 daily income before. But we are still lucky that we survive. On the other hand, in this time, a lot of people are homeless and has worse situation is struggling to live. Many people have infected and died due to COVID-19. Many families have lost their loved ones. It doesn't matter how rich or how popular you are if you don't have a good health. Then your health is just a waste. Anyone can be infected by this COVID-19. The world is really in grief. At the same time, encountering the propensity to death or the anguish for the acquaintances and friends, while severe social-democratic deprivation are also expected. Besides, the preponderance of information available are focusing in COVID-19, while other concerns about growing risk of death for vulnerable group of people or countries can hardly be heard. There are also trepidation and increased risk of death by other causes precipitated by COVID-19, such as hunger, cruelty, and delinquency. Also, poverty rate had increased. In addition to this, a lot of vaccines have been released, namely AstraZeneca, Sinovac, Janssen, Pfizer, Moderna, and Sputnik. And there has been a global conjecture of these vaccines' side effects, including terrible death. That's why my family is still undecided to be vaccinated because we still have fears on its side effects to our health. But if ever it will be mandatory, then we will have no choice but to get involved in that activity. Thus, the situation we are experiencing right now totally frightening everyone. And we just really need to embrace it wholeheartedly and have a positive mindset that sooner or later, everything will be okay accordingly. And as a student, I can give contribution to help alleviate all the hardship we are experiencing right now in my own little but powerful way out of limitation and restriction I have through a bunch of prayer and encouragement. Let's should have faith to ourselves and to God. All challenges, troubles, trials, and hardship will be replaced by unending happiness and peace. Yes, COVID-19 brings a negative impact on us, but it also highlighted some important life lessons. We've learned to be brave and mentally strong person in conquering fears, in which we are able to find solution even in a worst life situation. Obviously, our life here on earth is just a testing, learning, and growth. Life is not supposed to be easy. We will encounter a lot of hardship, but I believe everything that happens and everything that we experience has meant to have a reason and a valuable purpose for us. That's why we should have a strong determination and perseverance to move forward in our lives. We should consider all the ways implemented by the government as an efficient and effective tool for the betterment of everything. Let's continue to pray, motivate, and encourage each other to be a life fighter and survivor. I believe with the knowledge and wisdom God has given us, we will survive and win the race of life.